Holiday party ideas today on Hands On.
Hands On is made possible by Elmer's Products, manufacturers of a variety of adhesives, arts and crafts, and office products for use at home, school, or business. Elmers.com. Floorcraft. Floorcraft foam. Make it fun. MakeItFunCrafts.com.
Holidays are the perfect excuse to craft. It can be decorations or ornaments or even accessories. We all want to get in the holiday mood. I'm Candie Cooper, and making holiday crafts makes us feel the spirit of each special occasion. Today we have a whole year of celebrations, starting with an Easter garland, then lollipop ornaments that are not just for on the tree. Then it's door hangers for all different events, and finally, a celebration of snow. This fun garland might just stay up all year. It's that cute. Let's see what we need to make these little bunnies and chicks garland. Okay, so we're going to start with some foam core. Then you'll need a range of pastel fabrics, orange, pink, yellow, and white cardstock, some large wiggle eyes, pink pom-poms, some pink ribbon, white chenille stems, a craft knife, a ruler, a glue stick, and some all-purpose glue. You also need some scissors and some fabric. Okay, so let's get started breaking our foam core apart into our pennant shapes. And you can check out our website for all the patterns. I've got my body pattern right here. This will be for the bunnies and the chicks. And what you're going to do is just trace this onto your foam core and then cut it using a craft knife. Now I've got my special protective surface down to cut the foam core. You're also going to need a grown-up to help you out with this because this thing is sharp and I don't want you getting hurt. So you're just going to cut it with using your straight edge like so, and I've gone ahead and done this so we're ready to go. And you can cut a couple out of each sheet of foam core like so. So the next thing you're going to do is cut a second triangle out of white or yellow cardstock, depending on who you're making. And we're just going to use this glue stick because glue sticks are great for connecting paper to paper surfaces. And you're just going to go around the edge like so. The cool thing about this one is it's repositionable, which means that if you make a mistake, you can always peel your paper up and start over. So I've got a nice coat of glue on here, and we're going to go ahead and press this piece into place. The next thing you're going to want to do is trace your patterns onto white or yellow cardstock. Remember, all our patterns are on the website, and I've got all my shapes here, and I've traced them, and I've gone ahead and cut them out right here so we can keep on moving. So let's go ahead and glue our pink centers of the ears. These are going to be extra floppy ears. And then we'll work on some three-dimensional parts like the whiskers and nose. So to make the whiskers, I'm just going to grab 3 chenille stems and twist them right in the middle like that. And then you're going to take the ends and you're going to twirl them around. Actually, I've got a neat little trick to show you. You can use a pencil to start the twirl and roll that around, and then pinch the round in between your fingers and keep coiling it down. And so you want to do those for all of your ends, like this one right here. Now let's go ahead and start gluing the bunny rabbit together. We'll start with the ears on the back, and then move to the front with our details. We've got some pink cheeks, And you can take your time putting this together at home. And you could even make other animals with this easy triangle body. Another fun little element is the fabric ribbon that I'm going to show you how to make here in a minute. And I'm just using this all-purpose white glue to attach all my three-dimensional components. So let's make a bow for the front. I've got some pieces of fabric cut up front, and all you're going to do is cut a strip about 1 inch wide. And I'm just going to run this through my fingers to give it a raggedy edge, and that loosens up some of your threads a little bit. Okay, so I've got a pink one ready to go, and all you're going to do is tie this in a bow, like so, just like you tie your shoes, and you'll have something like this. And you can use this to attach, use your white glue to attach your bow on the front. And then to put it all together, you've got your white ribbon, some other little scraps of fabric that you can tie knots on. Knot them onto your ribbon like this. And you can put a little cluster of 3. And then you're just going to put a line of glue on your ribbon and start attaching your little pendant friends. Bunnies and chicks, or whoever you want to make for your garland. If you love lollipops, you'll love these colorful little ornaments. Take a look, they're even packaged in plastic to look like real suckers. So what you need to make these lollipops are some colorful yarn in whatever colors you want. We're using orange and pink. You'll also need some white. Then you'll need some all-purpose glue, a can, scissors, a ruler, pencil, some straight pens, some cookie sticks, ribbon, some cellophane bags, and a piece of white craft felt. And you'll also need a foam board. So the first thing we're going to do is cut our foam disc. And to do this, you're going to want to have a can and remove both sides. And you may need an adult to help you with this because lids on cans are really sharp. And so what you'll do is just push this through and use it just like you would a cookie cutter. So you'll just keep pushing until you get to the bottom and then just pop it out. And I've got one ready right here. And once you get it out, it may have some rough edges, so just roll it on the edge of the table and that'll smooth up all your sides. The next thing you'll want to do is put a felt edge onto the disc. And to do that, you're just going to measure 1 inch down the side of your felt in a couple different spots, and then draw a line, lining up both of those pencil marks right like that. And we've got a nice even 1 inch strip. And then you're going to cut that out with scissors. And I've got one ready to go right here. Next, we'll need our all-purpose glue, and you're just going to wrap, whoops, I forgot to open my glue. Here we go. You're just going to wrap a nice line of glue all the way around, and then you can adhere your white felt to the edge. And then when you come to the end, you're going to just trim it so it's nice and flush, like that. And then use a pencil in between the seam, put some more glue in, and put your cookie stick, and this is just the start of our lollipop. Now let's add some swirls. So I've gone ahead and knotted the end of my yarn. And what you're going to do is start in the center of the lollipop and put a touch of glue. I'm going to trim the end of the yarn so it's not fuzzy. Actually, let's start with pink. And I've also knotted that one. So you're just going to put this like so. And this is where our pins come in handy. And you can drop that down like so. And then put your other color on this side and another pin right through the knot. And then you can put some glue around, and you could even use a paintbrush to spread this out a little bit. But now all you're going to do is start twirling these pieces of yarn around each other, like so. And you can press it in place as you go. You could even use more pins to hold it in place if you need to. But that glue comes up around the sides, don't worry, because it'll dry clear. And you'll add some more glue, and then you just keep spiraling it around as you go in a nice coil until you come to the end. And then just keep going. And then you can tie it off in another knot at the end. Add a little bit of glue to make sure it doesn't come undone. And you'll have something like this. And then when you're finished, you'll end up putting the entire sucker in a bag like this. Slide it over your lollipop. Let's just turn this over so you can see. I'm going to trim my yarn. And then you'll just slide this in your plastic bag and seal up the ends with a piece of ribbon. You can tie it like in a bow, just like you do your shoes, but it's definitely a super sweet lollipop.
Door hangers are a great way to announce the holiday. We have a few different versions and styles to choose from, a turkey and an Easter bunny. We're going to show you how to make the turkey today. The first thing you'll need is some foam board. Then we have 3 colors of foamy, red, orange, and yellow. I have a pipe cleaner, and of course my pattern pieces are out. I have a hole punch, scissors, all-purpose glue, a marker, pencil, ruler. I have a craft knife, and remember to have adult supervision if you're going to use a craft knife, and then some paint colors and a brush. Okay, the first thing we want to do is to cut our foam board. I've put it out on a mat so I don't cut into my surface, and you can make these just about any size you'd like. The pattern pieces are all on the website, and my board here actually has measurements. So this is about 3.5 inches by 8 inches. So I would cut this from my foam board. So I'm going to measure over 3.5 inches and just make a mark in my board, and then go all the way down to 8 inches. And I'm going to use my straight edge, line this up on my mat so it's nice and even, and cut through. And I cut all the way down, and then of course I would also cut across here. I've got one all done, so I'm going to set that aside. Then the next thing I want to do is to paint this brown. Now you could cover this with paper, or you can use paint. And I'm going to put just a nice heavy coat of brown paint all across this entire surface. You might have to, because it's white underneath, you might want to put a second coat just to get that really nice and dark and covered. So I'm going to set that one aside because I've got one already. And the next step is to add some dots. And I'm going to use the end of my brush to come back and add dots. And I'll add these all over. Now remember, when you're at home, you're going to take a little bit of time and be careful and choose where you're going to add your dots. Now he's all done here. So then the next step is we want to prepare our other pieces. And to get a little bit ahead, I prepared these before. I've painted my wood triangle yellow. I've added a little black line and added 2 white dots. I've painted my 2 eyes white and added some detail with my black marker. So I'm going to set this one aside. And I've got one that we've got a little bit started. So here's what I've got. I've got my piece. Let's add our nose. Let's just position things first, and then we'll glue everything down. We're going to make his eyes, his beak, and his eyes, and then we're going to add his feathers. So let's add feathers along the top. And let's add a red one here and one more yellow one. Now we have to put his feet on. We'll put those right here and the wattles. So now we've got all our pieces in place. Let's glue these all down. And then we can go back and add as much detail as we'd like. Now I'm not going to take the time to glue everything in place, but we go all the way across, and you can see here I also took my hole punch and punched 2 holes here because this is how he's going to hang on our door. So I'm going to loop my pipe cleaner through, just make a little twist here, and you can trim your pipe cleaner if it's too long. And of course this would all be glued in place. Let's see, and we'll get his eyes in place. Let's make his eyes face down. Now all the patterns and all the instructions will be online for the turkey as you see them here. Let's add that one last detail here. And make that really stand out. Put that glue down. And we'd add detail on his feet. So let's take a look at the finished turkey here. You can see him with all of his detail added and the bunny right next door, and all of the instructions for the bunny are online too.
We have 2 snowman projects, from a great frame to a cute purse, perfect for your favorite little sister, and both to celebrate the snow. Let's take a look at what we need to make this little frame. So we'll start with a circle template. Then you're going to need some white foam, plastic lacing in white and red, small pieces of orange and green foam, some decorative edge scissors, regular scissors, hole punches in small and large, paint pins in black and red, a pencil, some buttons, pony beads in holiday colors, some jingle bells, and some all-purpose glue. So to get started, we're going to just take our pattern and trace it onto the fun foam, like I have here. And then you're just going to cut it out. And you're going to want to cut 2 pieces that match perfectly. And this is going to create the pocket that holds our picture. We're just going to cut this out. And you want to make sure that when you cut, you take a little bit of care because you want these pieces to fit closely. So when we lace them together, they match up nice and perfect. All right. And then we're going to repeat. I'm just going to use this one as my template so that I get a perfect match. And so you would just trace this again and cut it out. Like so. And this foam is really easy to cut. Next up, we're going to punch a ton of holes. But before we do that, we have to take really good care to not punch one side of the foam. And that's going to be where you slide your picture in. You'll see in a second. So let's say right here on this side, we're not going to punch holes from here to here. So we'll lay that on top. And then now we're going to grab our small hole punch, and you're just going to go all the way around the edge and punch holes. And you would just keep going all the way around the edge of the snowman. And I've got one ready right here. Next up, we're going to lace it up just like your shoes. And I've gone ahead and tied one end of the lacing to both pieces of the snowman. And see, we have our one side where we didn't punch our holes. Okay. And before we go any further, I almost forgot. I can't believe I forgot on my picture frame. We need to cut a hole so we can actually see the picture. So let's use our circle template here. And draw a circle. And I'm just going to use, oh, I can't use my hole punch. We'll just use the scissors and fold it in half. And then you can cut this out however you want. You can do a circle, you can do an oval, you could do a shape, whatever you want. And you want to just cut just outside the line so that it doesn't show up on your picture frame. I think I might have to put a picture of my dog in my snowman picture frame. Okay. Okay, now we can start lacing. So I've gone ahead again and tied this up, and then this is really easy, but you just want to make sure that all your holes are lined up like so, and then you're just going to come up from the bottom and then pull your lacing through and just keep going around to the bottom and coming up through. Really super easy. And you could do this with things other than foam. You could do it with paper, you could do it with felt, and you could use all different colors of the lacing too and make neat little pockets for anything. And I'm just coming around to the bottom and then just keep pulling that through. And you're just going to go all the way around the bottom of the snowman, and then you're going to tie it off just like when you started. When you get to the end, you want to make sure that you trim your ends so it's nice and clean. So I've got one of those ready, and now this is my favorite part, and that's the embellishing. So the first thing you're going to do is decorate some mittens. And I've got my paint pens here. And you can do these however you like. Make sure you shake, actually, let's put the lid on, and shake it up. Make sure your paint inside is all mixed up. And you can draw a little outline around your mittens, like so. I think like that. And for mine, I want to add some polka dots. So just make some neat little dots. And those are some festive mittens. The other thing you can do is cut a nose using the decorative edge scissors. Or you can use plain scissors if you don't have them. But this adds quite a lot of character, I think. So we've got a neat little nose. And then I think I'm going to use the end or the plain scissors and round that out a little bit to make it look like a real carrot, like that. And then back to our paint pen, we can add some little highlights with the black paint pen, some little curves, and that makes it look nice and round, like so. Okay, the other thing you can do is start gluing on your pieces and create the beaded scarf. To do that, you'll want to grab your jingle bells and your pony beads, and you're just going to tie one end of your plastic lacing to the jingle bell, and you want to tie it in a snug knot, like that. And now, I'm going to trim this down a little bit. You probably need about 15 inches of plastic lacing, and you can just start stringing your pony beads in any order. Now, if you want to make more of a wintry themed frame, you could use blues and silvers instead of red and green, and then you could keep it out longer instead of just around the holiday. And you want to just keep going until you have, oh, I don't know, about 6 pony beads on here. And now let's tie this to around his neck. You could put it around once or twice. I'm going to tie it in a little knot. Like so. One more knot. There we go. You could tie it in a bow too if you wanted to. Whatever you like. And now let's finish it up. And you would just string the rest of your beads on the other side and finish it with another jingle bell. And you've got a neat little jingle bell scarf that sounds really cute and festive. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do is just glue on our mittens and our button eyes. And I'm just using some all-purpose glue. And don't worry, your glue will dry clear, and we need a dot for the nose, a couple dots of glue for the mittens, and we'll start putting everything into place, like so. And now, all you have to do is find your favorite picture and then just slide it in the side. And there's one more idea I want to show you, which is this cute little pocket purse that's basically the same idea. You just lift up his hat and you can tuck a neat little gift in for someone. Check out online for this project. I hope you've enjoyed our holiday projects. Next week, we're a little more daring as we create crazy creatures. Hope you can join us.
Projects and ideas from today's show, plus hundreds of other kids' craft projects for every occasion, season, and even school subject are available on the web at craftsforkids.com. This is show 1411. A DVD set of all 13 episodes of Hands-On Crafts for Kids, Crafting Every Day, Series 1400, is available for $39.99 plus shipping and handling. Visit craftsforkids.com to order. Make crafting a part of every day with Hands-On. Hands-On is made possible by Elmer's Products, manufacturers of a variety of adhesives, arts and crafts, and office products for use at home, school, or business. Elmers.com. Floracraft. Floracraft foam. Make it fun. MakeItFunCrafts.com.